Hey guys, by Austin Ramos, and today at 8 o'clock, the NFL released all the schedules for all 32 teams, and it's pretty interesting to see. At least I've only really seen the Dolphins and the Bears, and I like what I'm seeing so far, at least for the Dolphins. I really went in depth with the Bears. Anyways, so with that being said, let's get into this video.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.
So, before I dive into the schedule, I want to go over some moves that have been made for the Miami Dolphins since I've made my last video, which was about the draft. And it is about some players we got rid of, and one of them being Taco Charlton. We waived them, so any team can try to pick him up. If they do so, they just have to wait in the order of basically what the draft was. And like in slotted of what you finished your season off as. So Bengals 1, Chiefs 32, you get what I'm saying. And then we also traded Charles Harris, our first round pick from 2016, 17 or so. He was our first round pick back then. He was an outside linebacker that we tried converting to a defensive end. Did not work out at all. He never really had a peak. I mean, he was just, just slight, kind of build up, but nothing really insane that like stood out. I was like, wow, that guy is a beast, and no wonder he was a first rounder. No. So we traded him for a 7th round pick to the Atlanta Falcons, which I'm slightly upset that we didn't get more from it, but at least we got something in hindsight. We could have just gotten rid of him, but that would have left us with like some dead money and just problems you want to avoid, honestly. And lastly, Albert Wilson restructured his contract. I believe he gets like $2 million guaranteed and 1 incentives, or vice versa. And the last of Dolphins news before I get into the schedule is Don Shula passed away. I believe it was Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. He passed away. He was 90 years old. God rest his soul. Great guy. And he brought this team its 2 championships, a perfect season, 72 and 17-0. So very, very saddening for the Dolphin fan community. I know a lot of people love Don Shula a lot, especially a lot of the older heads that were around the time when he was doing his thing here in Miami. And it's a sad loss, honestly. So, with that being said, to the brighter note, Dolphins schedule is about to be presented to you right here. So, I'm going to do preseason because right here on the screen I have the actual regular season here. But so, between August 13th and 17th, we have the Atlanta Falcons with preseason 1. That is in Atlanta. Then we follow it up with preseason week 2. Philadelphia Eagles come to Miami, August 20th to the 24th. So any of those dates could be happen. Time undetermined as well. And week 3 of the preseason, Detroit Lions come to Miami, August 27th to the 30th. And preseason week 4 at the New Orleans Saints, September 3rd or 4th at 1 p.m. So we usually been playing the Falcons and the Saints usually in preseason. I'm surprised that we didn't get the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Jaguars. Even though we're playing the Jaguars in this regular season, I'm surprised we didn't get them in the preseason, honestly. We usually at least play one Florida team, and I'm quite stunned that we did not get that scheduled, but it is what it is. So, week 1. If I do not say the time for these games, it's because it's a 1 o'clock kickoff, and that's kind of like just general for the Miami Dolphins. We usually just get 1 o'clock games, unless we get once-in-a-lifetime primetime games. But we do have some West Coast games, so some are going to be 4 o'clock. It's going to be very interesting. It's not a normal year. So, September 13th, week 1, at the New England Patriots in Foxborough Gillette Stadium, blah, 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 blah. First time we play the Patriots without Tom Brady on the physical roster. Doesn't matter if he was injured or not. On the physical roster, Tom Brady's not going to be in the roster. So, it's going to be very interesting to see, 1, how the Patriots handle life post Tom Brady. Is Bill Belichick the great coach that everyone says he is? Or is Tom Brady the great quarterback that everyone says he is? We're going to find out this year and see what Bill can make out of either Jared Stidham or whoever they pick up, or who knows. They might pick up Cam Newton, But, I mean, if that was the case, he probably more than likely would have been signed already. He doesn't seem like a guy who would just sit around, especially with Patriots offering him a deal, you know. So, that being said, I think that's a good game for the Dolphins to start off their season. I think we can start that one off on a good note. I'm not going to hone down on my predictions right now. I mean, we're still in May, and none of this really starts to happen until, you know, late July and early August. That's when everything kind of, you know, comes to you. So, but I will say, if I think at this moment we will beat a team or not. So, I believe we start off 1-0 against the New England Patriots. Then following that up, September 20th against the Bills in Miami, week 2. Then our first primetime game, and I think our only one, to be honest, and that is week 3 at the Jaguars, Thursday Night Football, September 24th. That's going to be an interesting game. I think I will try to go to that one. I think I'm pretty interested in going into that one. I won't be that far in Orlando. And so the Bills, I think we could win the one at home more than likely than we would probably win the one at Buffalo, and I'm going to go over that later when that one comes up. So, speculation-wise, we could be 2-1 or 3-0 at this point in the third week of the season. Then we face the Seattle Seahawks, which is no joke, honestly. I think Seattle's been one of the toughest teams in the NFL since Pete Carroll has become the coach for them. Week 4, October 4th in Miami. And I think that's a tough game. It could go either way. I do give the upper hand to the Seahawks, though, at this moment. Then we play the 49ers in San Francisco, week 5 at 4:05 p.m. because we are on the West Coast. That one is going to be another tough game. And they don't have too many returning players compared to who the Chiefs had. Pretty much 20 of their 22 starters come back. So that's pretty insane. But 49ers, that's also going to be a tough game. So between the Seahawks and the 49ers game, it can go either way, win or loss. Same thing with this next team, Broncos, week 6, October 18th, 4:05 p.m. We're in Colorado. It won't be too cold, so it's not going to be too bad for the Dolphins. But those 3 games are going to be, you know, it could go either way. Chargers now. Chargers, October 25th, week 7 in Miami. And that game, I think we have a pretty good chance of winning. Depends who's playing quarterback for both teams. It could be the rookies or it could be the veterans. It could be Ryan Fitzpatrick and Tyrod Taylor against each other, or it could be Tua and Justin Herbert against each other. You never know. You never know. I don't think they're going to start Tua so early, but week 7 could possibly happen. It just depends on his progression, his health, and all that stuff. I'm not even going to get into that right now. November 1st, LA Rams come to Miami, week 8. That one I think we could win. Arizona Cardinals, November 8th, week 9, 4:25 kickoff. And that one, I think it will be a win. And then November 15th versus the New York Jets. 4:05 kickoff, though, here in Miami, which is pretty interesting. And then we follow that up with a bye week, week 11 bye week. Pretty good. We have a late bye week this year. I think that's a huge plus for the Dolphins. Just to get things, if we are in some type of playoff hunt, that'll be very good for us. So I think we'll probably be on a 3 or 4 game win streak at that point, October 25th to November 15th. I think we'll probably not lose a game between those games. The Jets, week 12, following the bye week, we play them again, but this time in, obviously, New York, New Jersey stuff, Rutherford, whatever the hell you want to call it. 4:05 p.m. kickoff. Then December 6th versus the Cincinnati Bengals, week 13. And we'll see who will be playing for the Dolphins at quarterback at the time. It will be a very interesting storyline if Tua and Joe Burrow are both playing in that game. More than likely, Joe Burrow is going to be playing from the very start of this year. They got rid of Andy Dalton, and he has since signed with the Dallas Cowboys, if you don't know that. Then December 13th, Kansas City Chiefs, defending NFL champions, come to Miami, week 14. and that one's going to be a really tough game for the Dolphins to come out with a win. But we do have home field advantage, and hopefully by then, I mean by December, hopefully everything will be fine and something is done with this coronavirus stuff. But let's continue on with the schedule. December 20th at the New England Patriots come to Miami week 15, and I think we could win that one too. Then December 26th or 27th, week 16 at the Raiders, to be determined the time and date. And I'm really interested in going into that game. I try to go to at least one away game every year because I just enjoy. It's a different feeling when you're on the road for a game than it is definitely when you're at the home games. And then final game of the year, January 3rd at the Buffalo Bills, week 17. And it's going to be a tough one there. It's going to be cold, and we're both maybe, depending on how our season goes, because I think the Bills are going to be the AFC East leaders for the most part. Depending on how the season goes, those will be the two teams playing for the playoff spot for the AFC East, if it's not determined by that point. But honestly, I mean, looking at the record right now, I mean the schedule, I have aspirations that the Dolphins could go possibly 10-6, and if not, maybe 8-8, 9-7, in that range. I think it's honestly that is a reasonable goal for this team. We had a lot of key free agent signings. We had a lot of draft picks. We're gonna have a lot of draft picks next year, and it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens by the time we come to January 3rd, 2021. But honestly, I'm really liking the schedule. It's a pretty good balance. We're on the road, we're at home, we're out on the road, we're at home, we're on the road, we're on the road, we're at home, home, road, home, bye, road, home, 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 road, road. I mean, you can't really ask for a better schedule than that, honestly. It looks pretty darn good when you look at it. I don't like that we're not closing off the year at home. And I don't like that we're not starting off too many home games in the beginning of the year. But I do like that we're playing teams that have weather conditions that might affect us at home. Because Patriots in the summertime is not going to be that bad. Jaguars is a Florida team. It's not going to be that bad. 49ers in October, I mean, it's going to be foggy if anything. And Broncos, October 18th, might be a little chilly. And that's literally the only weather cold. Besides that is the Bills, January 3rd, which is probably going to be a blizzard, to be honest. But honestly, I mean, the schedule is really good. I hope the Dolphins can have a better season than 5-11, and I'm pretty sure that will be the case. So, with all that being said, I have to let you guys go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a nice thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, click the post notifications, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @ByAustinRamos. And check out byaustinramos.com. I always put my videos up there, and I'm pretty sure you enjoy it. Thank you, and fins up.
Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team.